Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this transmission where I would be sharing a downloaded message for the collective. This is a collective reading and here I'm going to be talking about certain thankless people around you. And thankless people around you deserve to get a practical experience and a taste of their own bitterness. This is actually the part 2 of the previous download where I spoke about the roaches treating you badly even when you treated them so well. You literally went out of your way to help them out, right? But they don't understand that. They think that just because you help them, you care for them, you love them. So these roaches, you really protected them and you took care of them. You did whatever you could have done. Otherwise, without your presence, they would have been in a really horrible place. But they choose to lie to you. They choose to make a fool of you. And on top of all this, they get triggered by your goodness and honesty. Part 2 is about how the cockroaches never appreciated all the healing you did for them in various ways. On the contrary, they thought that because you're a nice person, because you're a good person, they can run over you, they can disrespect you, they can treat you like trash and never care at all about your feelings. When such people want something from you, they breadcrumb you. They breadcrumb you by giving you small little compliments here and there in a very calculated manner because they think that that's going to do the job. So whosoever I'm channeling today understands all of this. For these cockroaches, you're not even a human. You're probably just a machine, a robot that they can use. In this transmission, I'm going to address some extremely intelligent people. It doesn't matter when this reaches the high vibrational people's, literally the insides of their DNA, but whenever it does, it's going to be as per divine timing. If you are here, then it's not a coincidence. Please mark your attendance by typing no more roaches. And then you can also write I am present and I am lovable. You can also mention your physical location to make it more fun. Now let's understand what's the actual meaning of a cockroach. This is going to be a very interesting collective reading. 9 of Swords. This card is not an indication of negative events actually happening, but it's also about the fear and anxiety levels that become so high that they make you feel that things are actually worse than what they really are. And this is what these low frequency pests do around you. They create such an energy around you that you're always living in fear and anxiety. And if you are in low frequency energy, automatically you're going to start attracting a lot of such emotions and feelings that everything is actually bad for you, nothing is good. And that's how they get energy from you. Anyway, so let's understand the meaning of a cockroach. And you got to see it energetically. And you have to look for the symbolism behind it so that you can make the best use of this transmission. There are so many different types of pests and parasites, but we're going to use the example of a cockroach because it's literally the most annoying, terrifying, scary looking being. They look scary because of their tentacles, their legs, the strange looking, very repelling body, colors, color combination also how they have. And they run uncontrollably when you try to shoo them away. And they usually appear very late in the night. It's like symbolizing it has to be sort of very dark and very, like not visible for other people to see them. Here we are going to use darkness for that purpose. Otherwise, I've said that darkness is not really bad. But yes, these negative beings use darkness also because they can then hide who they are, who they really are. And they appear in places like the kitchen or the washrooms where you don't want to see them actually. Even if it's the cleanest place, just one or two roaches are more than enough. Sometimes they can even fly and they can attack you just when you're gathering the courage to pass by them, to either run away from them. But there's something about their energy, something about their confidence level. Despite being such a small roach, they can actually scare like really huge size people. Anybody is huge size for them actually, but they have that type of confidence that they can scare anyone away. I want to actually tell you guys an experience of mine. This was probably in the early 2018, I think. I was in Kathmandu and I'd gone to meet my uncle. And the daytime, the house looked very nice wherever he lived. It looked normal, not very nice, but normal, yeah. But right after midnight, the cockroaches would appear and they would be so many in number. I don't know how the other people managed, but I just could not tolerate their energy. I just wanted them to go out. I think it was giving me a sign also because looking back, I do see it as a sign because back then I was literally very serious about meditation and I used to go away for months just to meditate, and we would be in silent retreat and we would sit like 20 to 14 hours a day in meditation and just eat one meal a day. That type of lifestyle, very dedicated and devoted lifestyle. So this was like a sign for me back then that the roaches need to go away from your life. You need to do something about it. So while I was there, I cleaned the house really well. Like, I don't think anyone would have cleaned it like that. Every nook and corner. I cleaned the kitchen so well. I cleaned the bathroom, which was like in such a bad condition because my uncle was living with his friends. So they were all like bachelors and they didn't really care so much. They would just be okay if things look good from exterior. So I started cleaning up the place, and then another cousin chimed in a bit. But every night they would still come and they would attack all of us. I mean, the other people weren't that disturbed by the roaches, but I was. Even when you spray the chemical spray on them, they can still like run away and they can escape. Sometimes people have told me that they try to kill the cockroach and they use their footwear to like kind of squeeze them, but still sometimes they survive. So you have to really make sure that they're dead. So these type of things, when you think about the cockroaches, you remember these type of things, right? So there are also human beings. The point that I'm making now is, from the exterior, they look like human beings, but energetically, they are like roaches. And they're actually a proper pest, and that too, a very low frequency character. But you see, the outer appearance is so well managed and well taken care of. Many a times you won't really know that you're actually spending time with a cockroach. Some people are all the time in that energy, and some people live like that on and off. A very low frequency character who's great with survival skills, they can eat just about anything. So I was talking about the symbolism. Energetically speaking, they can consume anyone's energy if they have to survive off of it. They can thrive in situations that are so negative. So there's survival. High frequency people survive. They're not very happy with survival. So they need to thrive because thriving is actually matching with their energy. But these low frequency roaches, they survive and they thrive really well in very negative atmospheres. So wherever they are, the atmosphere is very negative. A normal person would actually get depressed in those things, in those situations, but they don't care about other people. They always are ungrateful, upset, cribbing, gossiping, scheming, conniving, and destroying the peace of as many people as they can. And it's actually normal in their life, because I have met such cockroaches and they actually sit and discuss things which you wouldn't even bother about, and they actually sit and discuss and make plans how to destroy the life of a high vibrational person. And you know what, if they put such a person in suffering, they're gonna laugh at it. They're never gonna find anything wrong with their behavior. So yeah, they threaten other people when they themselves are worse than homeless people. I mean, in Hindi we say इनका खुद का कोई ठिकाना नहीं होता, but still they are messing around with other people's life. In fact, let me say this, let me add this here, that homeless people are far better than them, because whatever happens to a homeless person, it's happening because they're not selfish, and they try to manage on their own. They try to not trouble anybody else, and they try to help other people as much as they can, hoping that this is bad time, bad phase, and it shall too pass. But these people are not like that. The roaches are also kind of blood sucking parasites. To be around them feels like you're always on terror mode, you're always on a time bomb, you're always walking on eggshells. You have to listen to their non-stop bickering, and they are like wells without a base. No matter how much you pour into it, you put into it, it gets vanished. Now, such people's energy is bad. In 30-40 minutes also they can drain people so much. Imagine spending extra amount of time or a lot of time around these people. Either they all have to be like one another, all cockroaches living together, it's okay. But if there are 5 cockroaches and one really good high vibrational being, then they'll try everything. I mean, they have big groups also. Have you ever noticed that in the night, if a cockroach comes out, it's never alone? There's always like 200 of them hiding somewhere in a dark tunnel. Anyway, they always think that they know a lot, and they're Mr. or Miss over smart. They act like everyone is supposed to serve them all the time. Everyone is supposed to be their slaves and be at their beck and call all the time. They're also very pathetic people, because they're all about their pain, which is actually not even real pain. It's just attention seeking gimmicks. And if they have animals around them, I actually feel bad for the voiceless beings who have to live with such pests, because they probably also use animal energy. Though animals run on divine energy, and they're also there to teach them a lesson. Some animals are extremely smart, so it could be possible that there's a contract they have with these roaches. And I've also seen some fake animal lovers who throw so many tantrums around the good people who are doing a lot as compared to their false selfish lives, which is more oriented on how much publicity they can get or how much praise they can get. So all their good acts are actually kind of focused around that. Now, this energy, please understand, wherever such people are there, you should not share about your life with them. This is a tip that it's coming. I mean, you can be nice to them, you can be good to them. I say that if you're a very protected person, that no matter what you do, you're always going to remain protected. I do see the devil card here. So when you are in the presence of such people, you're always going to feel that the outside forces are restricting you. You feel very powerless, you feel very victimized. But that's the illusion of the devil. And when I say roaches, I'm not really wanting you to just focus on the actual cockroaches now. I'm talking about people who have this type of very selfish, very negative, very low frequency energy, but you can't see it physically, or it takes time. You do inner work, you become more and more aware, you become hyper aware, and then you realize, then it's very easy for you to figure out what mind games they are trying to pull off from their sleeves. They're actually full of mind games. They're never genuinely honest. They're always false. They're always like faking around with you. If they do this much also for someone, they're gonna make a story, a big story, to actually expect something in return. But if they mess around with a high vibrational person, sorry to say, I feel bad for them. I really do feel bad for them. But I think these type of roaches come across a person via divine intervention. So either they can really shift from there, they can actually choose to be a better person, become a better person, get inspired, or they can actually rot in hell the way they were. I mean, it becomes worse for them after that, because all of the bad things they've done collectively, this one person can be so like powerful that in their defense they can push all of their bad deeds back to them. So they're really stuck in just repaying for their sins after that, you know. Sometimes these people just want you to entertain them, or they carry this very false attitude as if they are very superior. Like, you could be really sweet and nice and soft spoken, and they see it as a weakness. So just because you're nice to them, they actually feel that you're a stupid person, you're a dumb person. So sometimes if you get that sort of even a whiff, you know, you can smell that type of energy, it's best next time don't even look at them, don't even smile back at them, you know, just do your thing, don't talk to them, not even small talk. They are very toxic, and they want other people to enable their toxic behavior, their drama, their blame games, lack of responsibility. All these are pest like, parasite like behaviors. They are like freaks who also have enablers. They also have flying monkeys around them who enable their bad behavior. They could be family members, colleagues, and these days, you know, as I mentioned in one of the short video, some healers, tarot card readers, and some therapists have also, especially psychologists, and I would say even some energy healers for that matter. I mean, there are good and bad people everywhere, but some people just choose to enable their bad behavior. Some people actually pump power into them, into these freaks, which is a very bad thing, which is a very sad thing, because some of these enablers are also very codependent. You know, they might have something that they get from these roaches, so they say, okay, let me just, you know, like pump this person, and let me just enable their bad behavior, let me keep telling them, you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing great, come on, cheer up. So yeah, I do want to add, there are two types of healers. One, healers who don't charge anything, and second, if they charge, then definitely they have a mission for which they need resources. So they're going to put all of that earnings, either all of it, 90% of it, or 80% of it. It's definitely a huge percentage of whatever they earn. It goes into all the good things they do for other people, because of course to help other people also you need some resources. So there are two types of healers, and nowadays there are people who are in grihast ashram. So if you are in grihast ashram, which means you are in the householder reality, then also the healer needs to work. The healer has to do some job. Healer cannot be a sannyasi. Healer cannot ask for help or something like that. Unless you renounce everything, then maybe yes, you can. Or there has to be like a proper way of what and how you do your things. But some people don't understand it, and then they go to the wrong healers, and the wrong healers then jinx them really badly, because they're not operating on God consciousness. Like, they've totally forgotten that actually the real healer is God. Masters and source are the actual healers. Anybody, even me included, if I say I'm a psychic, or if I'm a medium, or I'm an energy healer, I'm actually getting all the energy from source and my masters. It's not my personal energy, it's them. Everything is them. They're doing it, and they've always been doing it, even for myself. So all the credit goes to masters and source. This is one thing that you need to remember. You must be thinking, why do high vibrational people surround themselves with the worst kind of pests, with the worst kind of roaches? Why? Have you ever thought about it? Like, if you have, then please mention in the comment section. And if you haven't thought about it, then it's time for you to think about it now. The reason is, either you need to grow even more, and all these people are like trying to scare you, put fears on you, or they're trying to irritate you or annoy you so that you become even more stubborn. Like, if the devil or the demons are stubborn, then you become even more stubborn, and you either slay them or you convert them into your slaves. Like, they got to do your work, and that to the good work, or else, you know, they're gonna have a really bad time kind of a deal you need to have with them. But they're not gonna do anything for anyone unless they really, 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 like, they really know that they're not supposed to mess with this person. So you need to think like why you have attracted narcissistic people, why you have attracted these pests, why you have attracted these thankless roaches. There has to be a really solid, very important reason, and it has to be a positive reason, because your whole practice is about looking for a silver lining in every gray cloud. In every bad situation, there's always something good. There's always something that you can be grateful for. Everything that's happening around you, you gotta look at what's happening in the subtler realms, in the subtler reality. There are very dense things happening around you, but there's always a subtle vibration of energy. You are an energy being. You got to remember all the time that you are an energy being, you're a soul. So if you're stuck with these roaches, with these people who are so thankless, they just enjoy getting sympathy, fake sympathy. They just enjoy troubling other people, and they always come back as victims. The best way to deal with them is to actually increase your faith to such a level that all of their negativity gets dissipated. In fact, as I said, they can also get an opportunity whenever that's written in the stars. They can understand the good person's goodness should not be taken for granted. Because a good person, a really good person, is also protected by God. Because they got like ancestors, superpowers behind them protecting them. So never mess with a genuinely good person. I mean, good and bad in terms of duality is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when I say good, it means real. When I say good, it means authentic. Authentic people are very rare. So yes, that's where I'm gonna close this channeling session. I'll definitely explain 9 of Swords here before I leave, because this is really, really important for all of you to understand that many times whenever we are too focused on negative energy, we are going to attract more and more negative situations. But when we ignore those negative roaches, narcissists, negative people around us, things change drastically. And this happens by practice. Of course, I can tell you how to do it, but you need to practice it. You need to put yourself into it, into this work. And this can happen every day, because every new single day is a new opportunity to become the better version of who you are. For personal sessions, for healings and therapies, please check out the description box. All details are given over there. Some people ask me on Instagram and some other places, like, well, what's it all about? Where is it? And I always mention that all information is in the description box along with the PayPal link. Just go through it. Whatever resonates, go for that. If not, then also listen to the channelings, make the most out of it. In this part, which is part 2, I have explained to you the energy of these roaches, like fully. And in the next part, I'm going to talk about how they're going to get a taste of their own bitterness. How, by coming in contact with you, how by hurting you so much or playing all the games with you, how they eventually end up getting the experience of their own bitterness, and how that is so important for you as well as for them. I'm going to talk about that in part 3. So I will see you in that. And let's remember to keep the attitude of gratitude. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, masters, angels, spirit guides, for everything. People who crib, complain, let them be. Don't focus on them. You just focus on all the good stuff you have in your life. And that's how the good stuff grows. I will see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and Victor to Ram. Mwah.